using the guilt and trying to hurt co-wives with that guilt that they may carry, that's a whole nother level of cruelty. By saying, you're not the real wife. Well, I'm the real wife. Something happened. Make sure you get your cut. But they're not going to acknowledge you in a courtroom.
Warning: viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of the new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. Now, I want to get into really another important topic, and oftentimes it saddens me, but it's a thing, it happens, and that is kicking side wife syndrome. What does that mean? So many times society has said, and I see some loved ones of husbands that practice polygyny refer to each other as side wives or side chicks. And when you say side wife, I think of side dishes, something on the side, or something that is done that's wrong. So when people use this term or this terminology, especially against their co-wife, there's some wrong in there. There's some shade in there. Some people are shady and some people are throwing whole ecosystems at each other, like the wives. They're going at it merely for the fact that the other exists, not anything else. I don't like you because you're here. I don't like you because you're born. I really hate you. I've heard that word hate been thrown around, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, hating, being hateful, wishing death upon each other, hitting each other physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And one of the ways is referring to one another as side wives or side chicks, which is way disrespectful. But the side wife term, there is a negative tone in it, which is shady, which is referencing loosely side chick, which also is devaluing marriage. So I think I am, for myself personally, I don't think of myself as a side wife. I would never do that. I would never say that. And some might say, well, you don't have to. You're the initial wife. Don't matter. People can still say it either way, whether initial, subsequent, or subsequent wives can use that term and sling mud at each other. I don't think of myself as a side of nothing. I'm main course. This ain't, I'm the main course in my marriage, because we're monogamously married to the same man. So we're the main ingredient of our marriage. We're the main course of our marriage. And his marriage with my co-wife, they're the main course of their marriage. That ain't my business. And I don't make it my business. I don't. Because I think of it singularly, just like I would with anyone that I know that I love. It's a friend of mine, and I love my co-wife. Of course, love my husband. But I stay out of the business of their marriage as she stays out of the business of mine. Okay? So I don't treat it any differently than I would a friend of mine. I don't cross certain boundaries. And one major boundary I do not cross is diminishing the title of wife by using the term side wife. And even in jest, even in a joke, there's a saying that there's always truth in a joke. Even if it's a flicker or a glimpse of truth, and then the joke has some shade in it. That's what I was saying. When we start playing, and then you can start doing too much and playing too much and crossing these different boundaries. And it's whether you feel like it's intentional or not. Sometimes it's just a joke, just to laugh at a certain point. However, jokes can be hurtful and harmful. So I don't use those terms, and people have asked me personally, Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, have you used it? Have you said your side wife? Absolutely not. No, I don't say that. I say my co-wife. I might say co-wife more than I say Coach Nyla or Nyla specifically. I'll say co-wife, because we need to have the energy gathered before we move forward in the conversation. So when people go, I don't know how you can say that. Maybe you're not there yet. I get that. I wasn't always here, and I think about where I was, and I would never want to go back there, and I don't regret my growth. I just don't, because I know I'm a better me, and I'm more humble. I'm able to see more perspective. And even then I could, but not to the magnitude that I can now. Not in the arena of healing and understanding that other people have a journey and they don't have it figured out. They don't have it all figured out. So who am I to say, well, you know what, you should have your stuff together, because mine is kind of together, but you really need to have your stuff all the way together. I don't know where my arm is, y'all. That's what I'm doing. I'm scratching my arm. I don't know. Anywho, that's important to address. There's power in our words when we give the words power. So when we say it and we devalue and diminish one another as co-wives, not this side wife. Side wife syndrome is a lot to do with carrying a guilt of being an additional wife too. It's not just I can't speak it out of my mouth for my co-wife. It is really about embracing who you are, celebrating who you are within your own marriage that's monogamous within polygyny, because the wives in polygyny do not have physical relationships with each other. They don't have marriages with each other. That's why we are very specific in the terms that we use here on our channel. But there's some guilt that kind of can come oftentimes because society says, look, you're not supposed to be here. This wife's supposed to be here. You're just an additional side chick, side piece, baby mama, and I understand through the eyes of subsequent wives how that feels for them, But a lot of it is saying, no, I'm his wife. So see, sometimes we got to get folks together, because I don't get questioned on it. It's very rare. Now, early on, it was like, oh, y'all still married? Yeah, absolutely. We married until we say we're not, until we go through a process and say we're not, until we announce that we're not, And even in that, it's not your business, So, but for me, if my co-wife is around, I refer to her as such. Now, some people aren't able to receive it, and you have to be, mindful of the people you're around, of course, because then they're going to look at you for, some seconds and go, ooh, oh, okay, really? You got to deal with all that stuff. And that's okay, because it's not normal in the West where we're from to hear co-wife unless you're chilling in Utah. Because they do it big there. They do it big and they do it all the way wrong. Using the guilt and trying to hurt co-wives with that guilt that they may carry, that's a whole nother level of cruelty. By saying, you're not the real wife. Well, I'm the real wife. Something happened. Make sure you get your cut. But they're not going to acknowledge you in a courtroom. All that stuff. That's so cruel. Especially, and we know full well that the marriage has taken place. So we can be delusional and act like it hasn't all we want to, but it has indeed. So I tried so hard to avoid those instances when people wanted to kind of drag me down and throw that at me and go, well, ain't that his baby mama? Ain't that his, no, that's his wife. Same way I am, but different. Meaning timeline, meaning amount of children, meaning the meaning of the marriage and what we put into the marriage is different. So I don't play the game. See, some people want you to play the game. But, and if I play the game, they don't want me to show my hand anyway. This is a whole lot of queens in my hand and kings. So, anywho, I just had to say that. So the guilt, the syndrome of feeling like you don't belong, you don't have the title of wife, it's just what you say to yourself about yourself. And I'll say it again. It is about what you say to yourself about yourself and your marriage and your value. Because, honey, if nobody's going to value your marriage, who's going to do it? Who's supposed to do it? I don't go around and go, can you validate and value my marriage today to Coach Nazir? Can you do that for me? No, it starts within. It starts within because people will try. They will try to hurt. They don't want you to heal. They don't want you to be happy. Everybody brainwashed because the men are just that good. They got us all brainwashed. I'm able to come up with my own thought, my own sincerity, my own feelings, my own transformation, my own strength, my inner strength. And my queendom doesn't come from my king, so to speak. It had to start here. Was he support those areas of my life? Yes. We mentor? Yes. We encourage? Yes. Love me through it? Yes. But can't make me move and do anything and heal and do this, no matter how great the desire might have been. Can't. Because everybody's dealing with their own stuff. Even the kings, even the men, even the husbands in polygyny. The ones that are trying, we have to make that disclaimer because everybody in polygyny ain't trying to be successful in it. There's a whole nother video. But yes, let's understand different perspectives. Let's understand, let's embrace our titles as wives and not let anyone else diminish it. And if they do, we don't have to stand by those people. We don't have to talk to those people. We definitely don't want those people in our inner circle of trust. So with that being said, guys, I hope you got some gems from this video. I enjoy talking about some of the harder topics. We all do, although it's not always easy, it's always necessary so that we need to know what kind of energy we have to possess, to make sure we're protecting our healing and protecting our losses, which are lessons, and our wins, which are triumphs. So guys, make sure you're commenting, liking, and subscribing. And share the video because sharing is caring. Hit the notification bell so that you guys are notified every time we upload. Follow us on our social medias at Outstanding Relationships on IG and Outstanding Personal Relationships on YouTube and on Facebook. And in the comments, we're going to put in the comments, celebrate our title as wife. Okay? Celebrate our title as wife. Or you could put celebrate my title as wife. Okay. Leave it in the comments below. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to leave you guys with a little GLC like we always do. Make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, not recklessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm Coach Fatimah. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.